Hi, this is Joe Herman. If you've watched any of my other review videos before, you know that I usually concentrate on workstations, mobile workstations, high-end systems that are geared towards the creative professional and people who create things in their work, such as 3D animation, video editing, audio production, music production. That's basically because that's what I do. I create images and animations and video editing, and people who do this type of thing usually require the fastest and greatest computers, so that way you're not waiting around for it to render. So this way you can get your work done. Now recently I've had a chance to get this computer, so I'm going to take a look at it. I'm actually going to unbox it here and take a look at some of its features. And it's a gaming laptop. It's one of the higher rated gaming laptops. It's the Omen 15-inch, 15DC0002. As I said before, I'm involved in artistic endeavors, so I'm not really a gamer. But I have been into games in the past. Recently, I haven't really been playing a lot of games, but there have been periods where, you know, I played Half-Life, Max Payne, whatever. So I appreciate games, and I appreciate the creativity and that goes into them. As a matter of fact, there's a big crossover between animation and filmmaking and games and virtual reality and all that stuff. So I was intrigued by this machine. Now, we're going to take a look at it, but the question comes is that a lot of people ask me this question, and a lot of people just ask this question in general. We all know that gaming laptops are built to be really fast because games need to be fast. So they're faster than consumer PCs. But the question is that can you use them for production work, and can you use them to do creative work as well? And now that's a good question. So before I open the machine, I just wanted to say that you certainly can. Mobile workstations are built to a higher standard than most any machine because they're meant to do high-end CAD work and 3D rendering for motion pictures and things like that, things that really tax the system and require a lot of reliability. So that's one thing that mobile workstations have over any other thing, is that they're really built to withstand a lot of use. As far as on the GPU end, a lot of people ask the difference between GPUs found, like for example, in a gaming laptop and those found in a mobile workstation. And usually the GPUs that are found in a mobile workstation are GPUs like Quadro GPUs from NVIDIA. And the ones that are found in gaming laptops are like GeForce. The difference is that they're both very powerful in what they can do. But Quadro GPUs are specially tuned to work with high-end CAD and production software and have things like double floating point precision and really high amounts of reliability. Now, that's important if you're building like a bridge or something. Now, if you're creating animation that doesn't have to be that technical or precise, you might get away with some of the GeForce ones. However, the thing about Quadro is that they have a better driver pathway, so that way certain applications are specifically guaranteed, or let's say warranted, to work with the Quadro. And whereas on the GeForce side, I don't know, as long as they're following, I guess, whatever specifications exist out there, whatever standards, it should be fine. But you never know. So keep that in mind, that there is a difference between GeForce and Quadro. Quadro GPUs are much more expensive, and that they're really tuned to work with production software and modeling software and engineering software, whereas the gaming cards are meant for gaming. They're meant to have high frame rates. Precision isn't necessarily their one and only focus. So they might even be faster frame rates than the Quadro GPUs. But something about the Quadro GPUs is that they often have a lot more memory. For example, you can get one with like 25 gigs on it or something like that, because they're meant to handle billions and billions of polygons. So after this review, I am going to actually test this machine out to see whether, to see how actually I would like to. I've never really owned a gaming laptop. I've only owned mobile workstations. So I'd like to see how it actually fares doing some 3D animation, 3D rendering, video editing, compositing, and maybe see the difference between this and my other machine, which is a mobile workstation, and just check it out. On the gaming laptops, I don't think you can get Xeon, but the i7s are very fast too, and I think this machine has this machine does have an i7 8th generation chip in it, which I believe is a 6-core chip. Xeon chips are sort of, once again, built to be maybe a little bit more precise, and also built to have more, for example, professional features in them. But the i7's 6-core chip is an extremely powerful chip, the 8th generation i7. So that's a little bit of the difference between gaming machines and mobile workstations, gaming laptops and mobile workstations. Another thing that you should also keep in mind is that on the mobile workstations, they do often use ECC, special memory that checks for errors in your work, which can be a little bit slower because it's got to sort of check it. So they're generally not used on gaming machines because they want as fast as you can get. But in a professional environment or in an engineering environment, that type of error correcting or error checking memory is important, whereas in gaming it's not really important. Anyway, having said that, let's take a look at this. This is the Omen gaming laptop by HP. It's got an 8th generation Intel Core i7-8750H processor. It's got 6 cores, 12 threads. It's got a base frequency of 2.20 gigahertz, but it actually can go up to 4.10 gigahertz. That's pretty impressive, actually. It's got 9 megabyte smart cache. So it's pretty powerful processor. Let's take a look, shall we? So let's open the tape. Okay. So there we have what's in the box. All right, first what we've got is a little warranty information package over here. It says over here, questions about this product, how to connect with support, congratulations on the purchase of your Omen by HP product. Okay, next you've got this cool picture. You could hang it up on your wall, but on the back there's some interesting information here. Just gives you a quick tour of some different things, like for example how to power it up. It says over here, it gives you like numbers of everything, where everything is located, the wireless antenna, the internal microphone, cameras, touchpad on and off key. Next we've got this, I guess, a little bit of a foam packing here. Keeps the laptop nice and safe during transit. Okay, you've got this box here, and this box looks like it has the power cable. It's nicely packaged, I've got to say. Everything looks really nice here. It's got a power cable here, power supply, and that's the box over here. The machine itself, which is packaged in some plastic. All right, let's take the power supply out first. Okay, nice looking power supply. It comes with like this plastic around it, so I'll take that off of it. There you can see the power supply. And now we'll open up the machine. I don't know if you can see this or how well you can see it, but it's got this kind of design etched into the cover here. It's kind of like an X there, black and red, very sort of sports car looking. You know, somebody once made a comparison that a mobile workstation is kind of like an 18-wheeler, whereas a gaming laptop's kind of more like a Ferrari. And I think that's kind of a good way to think about these machines. Super fast, but maybe not as tough as the 18-wheeler and not able to handle heavy loads. So now let's open, I like this embossed logo on the cover of the Omen. That's pretty cool. All right, now let's open up the machine. And one thing, well, you'll see actually that there's this protective type of material over here. So one thing that you'll notice is that it's got pretty slick looking modern futuristic keyboard, but it also has really thin bezels, which I really like. It's a full HD IPS LED display, 144 hertz, 15.6 inches diagonal. So there you have it. I believe you can get a 4K option if you really want it on a laptop. I kind of like HD displays. 4K displays get a little too tiny pixels. Well, it says Intel Core i7 8th generation, and it's got a NVIDIA GeForce GTX graphics card. Okay, before I plug it in, let's just take a look at some of the ports actually on the machine. I see that on this side, it's got a USB 3.0 super speed charging port, and as well as a little disk activity light there. This side of the machine has another high-speed USB 3.0 port, a headphone jack, and a microphone jack. So that's nice. Some machines, they seem to be including sort of this headphone microphone combo jack these days. This one has a separate jack for each one of them. Over here we've got like an SD card reader slot, so that's useful for getting things off your cameras or your video cameras. And then on the back of the machine, which has these cool little vents, which kind of like spaceship vents or something, a lock slot, Kensington lock slot. You've got a Thunderbolt 3 slot, so that's very useful if you're doing production work on this machine, or if you want to try to use it to do work besides gaming, because you can attach, peripherals, Thunderbolt 3 peripherals to this, whether they be audio interfaces or hard drive arrays or perhaps GPU enclosures. Then next to that, you've got a little mini display port jack for attaching external displays. You've also got an HDMI output for connecting to external displays or HD televisions. You also have another USB 3.0 super speed port over here, and then you've got a Ethernet jack if you want to plug into your network. It feels rather hefty, it's not heavy, but it doesn't feel like a featherweight machine. You can see on the bottom there are these two big fans, which you can see through the grill here. So it's got some serious cooling system, and that's something it has in common with mobile workstations. Both of these kinds of machines are built to run hot, so or can get very hot if they run often. So you can see these two big giant fans right here. Just more notes about the machine is that it has a 256 gigabyte solid state drive and a 2 terabyte hard drive, and I believe that that's just a spinning hard drive. It's got 16 gigabytes of RAM in it, DDR4 SD RAM. That's pretty good. Oftentimes on mobile workstation, you'll see that they go up to 32 and above. I think you can even get 64 on some mobile workstations. no optical drive. It's got Bluetooth, and it's got Bang & Olufsen audio on it. Okay, so now I'm going to plug it in and turn it on, and let's take a look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this start button. So you can see that it lights up red, nice and cool. And the keyboard is backlit. Comes up with the cool Omen logo on it. Looks like it already started up. Wow, that's really quick. And let's go ahead and wow, this is a nice looking screen. It's nice and matte. It's a very impressive looking screen here. Let me try to bring up an image on it. The trackpad feels really nice and smooth, actually. I usually use mice or drawing tablets, but this has like a nice finish on it. It's really slick looking, really slick feeling. So anyway, here are some renders at CG Society. I guess you can go and see some different kinds of artwork. And, you know, what can I say? It feels really slick. This screen looks like it was really meant to handle graphics nicely. I'm really impressed with the way it looks. Let's see if we can get another picture up here. There's another one. So great screen on this thing. It has a really nice design. It feels pretty tough. I think I'm going to get into some gaming, actually. It's been a while. I think I'm going to head over to Steam, see what's out there these days, get a real good one, and sink in. Because after all, I've got the gaming laptop now to do it. So anyway, this is Joe Herman. I hope that you liked this look at the HP Omen 15-inch gaming laptop. Thanks for watching. See you next time.